ever notice how the British can turn absolutely anything into a queue? I mean, I once saw people forming an orderly line for absolutely nothing, just in case. Today, we're diving into the hilarious quirks of daily life in Britain, from their weather obsession to their supernatural ability to apologise for things that aren't their fault. By the end of this episode, you'll understand why British culture is basically one big comedy show. Oh, and don't forget their ability to turn any minor inconvenience into a national crisis. A light dusting of snow, better shut down the entire country. Speaking of weather, let's start there. I mean, it's basically the national sport of conversation, isn't it?
Absolutely. The British weather has its own sense of humor. You know what's fascinating? According to recent observations, British weather literally waits for you to leave your house before it starts raining.
Wait, are you serious?
Oh, yes. And here's the best part. You can experience all 4 seasons in a single day. Start with frost, get some spring sunshine before lunch, autumn breeze in the afternoon, and finish with an evening downpour.
That's like weather roulette.
And don't even get me started on the famous British heat wave. It always lasts exactly 1 weekend.
Just long enough to make everyone buy a paddling pool they'll never use again?
Exactly. And speaking of perfect timing, the sun seems to work office hours, glorious sunshine all week when everyone's trapped indoors, but come weekend...
Let me guess, clouds and rain?
Like clockwork. But here's what's really interesting. This weather obsession actually serves a social purpose. It's a neutral subject when Brits want to talk to people but don't know what else to say.
So it's basically small talk elevated to an art form?
Precisely. And it leads us to another fascinating British trait, queuing. Did you know that queuing is actually considered a significant part of British cultural identity?
You're kidding. It's just standing in line.
Oh no, it's much more than that. It's a sophisticated social system based on fairness, orderliness, and respect for social norms.
But surely people don't take it that seriously?
Queue jumping is considered a serious social offense. It can lead to silent disapproval, tutting, or even, and this is serious, direct confrontation.
Not the dreaded tutting.
It's the British equivalent of a declaration of war.
Let's talk about another quintessentially British trait, their excessive politeness.
Ah, yes, the famous British tendency to apologize for absolutely everything, even when it's clearly not their fault.
Like saying sorry when someone else bumps into them?
Exactly. And they'll often say thank you multiple times for a single favor. It's just considered polite.
But surely there must be limits to this politeness.
Well, there's this fascinating phenomenon where Brits say no worries when they're actually seething inside.
Ah, passive-aggressive politeness.
And don't forget the classic, we must meet up soon, when they have absolutely no intention of doing so.
Speaking of unique British traditions, I heard they have some pretty unusual food habits.
Oh, you mean like putting gravy on chips? Or their fascinating ability to give everything bizarre names like Toad in the Hole and Spotted Dick?
Wait, those are real food names?
Absolutely. And did you know that Bubble and Squeak was apparently named after the noise it makes while cooking in the pan?
That's actually kind of adorable.
Here's something even more interesting. Some Victorian-era radiators were built with a small tray specifically for warming up bread.
No way. That's actually genius.
And speaking of genius, let's talk about their light switches in bathrooms.
What's special about bathroom light switches?
They're operated by pulling a string or cord instead of flipping a switch. It's actually a safety measure to reduce the risk of electric shock in damp rooms.
That's surprisingly sensible for a country that puts their water meters outside on the pavement.
Hey, every culture has its quirks. And speaking of quirks, let's talk about their windows.
What's weird about windows?
They open outwards instead of inwards. It actually saves space inside the room, but it completely baffles visitors.
And I suppose they apologize to the window when it hits them in the face?
Probably. But you know what's really fascinating? Their ability to give absolutely everything a nickname.
Like what?
Well, they've recently started calling the cost of living crisis "Cosy Lives." They'll literally nickname anything.
That's both hilarious and slightly concerning.
And don't even get me started on their random phrases like barking up the wrong tree or a few sandwiches short of a picnic.
Do they even know what these phrases mean?
According to recent observations, most Brits use these phrases without having any idea where they came from.
That's peak British behavior right there.
Oh, and here's something that perfectly captures British social awkwardness. They have this thing where they say, "You all right?" And the response is also, "You all right?" And somehow it makes perfect sense to them.
It's like a secret code.
And speaking of codes, There's an unwritten rule about not visiting friends without planning in advance,
Even close friends?
especially close friends. It's considered polite and organized, very British.
So what happens if you just show up?
They'll probably let you in, offer you tea, and then talk about you for the next 6 months.
Behind your back, but very politely?
Of course. And they'll probably apologize to someone else for having to talk about you.
This has been absolutely fascinating. Any final thoughts on British quirks?
Well, I think what makes British culture so endearing is how they embrace these quirks. They know they're odd, and they're perfectly fine with it.
And they'll probably apologize for being odd while secretly being proud of it.
Exactly. It's all part of their charm.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode of Co-Pilot Podcasts. Remember, if you ever find yourself in Britain, just cue politely, talk about the weather, and apologize profusely. You'll fit right in.
And don't forget to say sorry for ending the episode.
Oh yes, terribly sorry about that.